The military accessions vital to the national interest is a recruitment program by the United States Department of Defense, through which legal non-immigrants with certain critical skills are recruited into the military services of the United States. Through this program, they are not required to be citizens and/or legal permanent residents of the country. Immigrants have served in the ranks of the United States military in every major conflict. Therefore, what are the disadvantages to not accepting immigrants in the military who took oath to protect the country? The critical perspective that will help explore the issue would be the cultural approach. This is particularly appropriate for my topic because by authorities discriminating against a certain race, gender, sexuality, and/or ethnicity from joining their society, it fits in with the questions of the approach perfectly. Also, there is a group being marginalized and authority is also being given.
One aspect of the critical lens that helps explore the event would be the aspect of who has the given authority. The MAVNI program that began in 2008 with the cooperation of the Department of Defense and Department of Homeland Security helped the United States Armed Forces to obtain foreigners who had skills to read, write, understand, and speak other languages, and/or have medical skills, critical for military readiness and careers. This program has been led by Margaret Stock, who is nationally known for her authority on immigration and national security laws. By initially creating and running the program, she has earned the authority to allow immigrants to join the military as long as they meet the criteria and requirements set up in the program.
Immigrants have a long and proud history of serving in the United States military. They have served in almost every conflict. Although they were not born in the country, they are willing to sacrifice everything to fight for it. In fact, the military has been relying on immigrants to help reach its recruiting goals, and they serve in all branches of the military, becoming a vital resource in the United States war on terror. Immigrants who have medical skills are a major benefit, and their talent of comprehending and articulating different languages helps the country get in contact with people in all different parts of the world. Therefore, what are the disadvantages of not accepting immigrants in the military?
The Pentagon has imposed new restrictions preventing immigrants to join the armed forces. This affects all foreign nationals, including green card holders. By doing so, their goal is to protect the military from amateurs and make the military stronger and better than it has ever been before. Another reason for why it may seem like a good idea to prevent immigrants from joining is so that the country does not get overpopulated. Due to the fact that when individuals join the forces, they are most likely automatically granted United States citizenship as well. When they proceed to retire after their term of serving, they are then granted the freedom to dwell in any part of the country for the rest of their life.
The details support the use of the chosen critical approach because both Stock, who developed and led the MAVNI, and the Pentagon have authority to decipher if the marginalized group, who are the immigrants, have the right to join the armed forces or not. Both of their backgrounds of the history and career that they contributed in allow them to both have initial strong support systems. As a result, if they introduce claims with fairly good evidence and reasoning, both of their authoritarian opinions are validated equally.
An aspect of the critical lens that helps explore the event would be the fact that there is a dominant culture in this issue. People who are born in America and are citizens would be considered the dominant culture, due to the fact that they do not have to worry about being a part of anything that is developed in their country. They have the right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness because they are granted more freedom than immigrants.
By being the dominant mass in this culture, there are many benefits such as being able to join the United States Armed Forces, easier travel and re-entry into the United States, also the ability to vote and to run for public office, and to obtain federal jobs, grants, and other government benefits.
However, the disadvantages of not obtaining citizenship and being an immigrant include people seeing you as a possible threat on the forces because they believe that people of color cannot be trusted. There are also potential obstacles due to any language barriers if the immigrant is attempting to join the military and is unable to comprehend the English language.
From the perspective of being dominant in the culture of America, there are many benefits of being able to be a part of any group that you would want to be in, that is in this country. Joining the military is fairly easy due to the fact that the dominant group is able to avoid possible multiple background checks and are able to travel in and out of the country freely. In addition to that, there are no particular suspicions held against them.
Another aspect of the critical lens that helps explore the event would be the fact that the roles of race, gender, sexuality, religion, and/or ethnicity are treated as an other part of the dominant culture, implying that it is not acceptable or right because it is distinct from the dominant culture.
The differing roles from the dominant culture have sparked many social and political movements in the country since the 1960s. These movements have compelled the country over time to keep an open mind. As a result, many changes have taken place, such as no more blacks and whites separation, no more worrying to suppress the way you dress due to your religion or cultural beliefs. However, the dominant culture always contradicts new or different concepts or ideas, and the majority wins. They are the majority because they are citizens of their own country.
In the United States, another way that the dominant culture views terms of religion, race, gender, sexuality, and/or ethnicity is by stereotyping and keeping a known perception of the individual by the way they look or are. For example, when applying for jobs, many applications ask questions about who you are and where you come from. By doing so, they are initially beginning to form an opinion on you based on just a little bit of your identification information. Therefore, by applying for the military, the dominant culture always continues to have superiority upon immigrants based on the information they have shared that simply just has to do about what they look like. This is also a major disadvantage of being an immigrant attempting to join the United States military.
This supports the cultural approach because it is showing discrimination upon joining certain groups due to any one of the rules mentioned, and how that affects immigrants' chances of contributing to fight for the nation by joining the military.
In conclusion, due to the shutdown of the MAVNI program, immigrants have been restricted to join the U.S. military due to their status in the country. Although immigrants are very crucial for the country to participate in the forces due to the advantages of being able to communicate in different languages and uphold medical skills, the critical perspective that will help explore the issue would be the cultural approach. This is particularly appropriate for my topic because by authorities discriminating against a certain race, gender, sexuality, and/or ethnicity from joining their society, it fits in with the questions of the approach perfectly. Also, there is a group marginalized and authority is also being given.